Breaking up with someone you once loved is never easy. Old memories, familiar habits, and even promises left unfulfilled can weigh heavily on your mind. You might feel like everything around you reminds you of them, trapping you in a whirlwind of pain and regret. But you know what? Life goes on. Ending a relationship doesn't mean ending everything. It's just a chapter closing, so you can embark on a new journey. A journey to rediscover yourself, to find joy and peace within your soul. Consider today's video as a companion, a dose of mental medicine to help you overcome this difficult period. You will discover 5 powerful ways to get over your ex and stop thinking about them. These are not just empty pieces of advice, but strategies that have been proven effective. They will not only help you heal, but also help you become the best version of yourself. Get ready to move on, because you deserve a life full of hope, happiness, and new opportunities. Let's start the healing journey now. Number 1, accept the truth and respect yourself. The first thing you need to do to get over your ex is to accept the truth that it's over. This may be one of the hardest steps, but it's also the most important step to begin your healing journey. If you're reading this, you probably weren't the one who made the decision to break up. And the biggest mistake you can make is to continue hoping that things can go back to the way they were. But remember, your emotions and mind cannot begin to heal if you don't face the reality that this relationship has ended. Secondly, when you accept that there is no hope of getting back together, you open up opportunities for yourself. On this planet with over 8 billion people living, you only need to find one right person to create a successful relationship. That means there are plenty of opportunities out there, more than you can imagine. You'll never find anyone exactly like your ex, that's a fact, but you can absolutely find someone even more compatible. Someone who brings you the joy and respect you deserve. Remember, you are not the problem. If you were dumped, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. The fact is, the other person didn't see your true worth, and that's their problem, not yours. Remind yourself that you are a shining diamond. Let the other person go find someone else like you, because they will never truly find one. No one can replace you or possess the special qualities you bring. We often get obsessed with the idea of a soulmate, a perfect person out there destined for you. But this is just a myth. In a world of billions of people, there is no shortage of opportunities for you to find someone truly compatible. The important thing is that you don't tie your worth to a past relationship. Understand that you don't need anyone to feel complete. You are already valuable just by being you. There's no denying that breakups always bring pain. Both people will carry negative emotions for a period of time. But did you know, statistically, men recover faster than women after a breakup? This is a big advantage for you. You have the opportunity to quickly regain your balance and rebuild your life. However, one of the biggest mistakes many men make is to let the pain linger and try to prove themselves wrong. They rush into casual relationships, trying to fill the void or assert their worth. But this only makes things worse. Instead of chasing impulsive actions, take the time to focus on yourself. Develop yourself, improve your health, and build positive habits. Don't keep the pain inside. Don't seek affirmation from others. Instead, find joy in simple things: family, friends, career, and the goals you are passionate about. Believe that one day you will look back on this time and be proud that you overcame it with self-respect and perseverance. Number 2, your value comes from within. Question never answered. To get over your ex and regain balance, the first important thing you need to understand is that your value does not lie in any relationship, but comes from within yourself. The best investment you can make is to invest in yourself, an investment that never loses capital and always brings long-term returns. This is true not only in your personal life, but also in your career. Think of it this way: Suppose you build a successful business. You are proud of it, but is your value tied to that business? No. Your value lies in the qualities that helped you build that business: hard work, creativity, perseverance, and leadership. Even if the business no longer exists, those qualities still belong to you. And relationships are similar. You can build a meaningful relationship with someone, but your value doesn't depend on that relationship. If it ends, you still retain your value. We often fall into the trap of telling ourselves, "I feel important when I'm with this person," or "I feel more valuable when I have them in my life." If you feel this way, it's a sign that you are relying on others to define your self-worth. A wrong approach. True value does not lie outside of you, but must be built from within. Why do we often seek external validation? From a young age, we are often taught to seek recognition from others, parents, teachers, friends. But as adults, our task is to build our own value. Unfortunately, not everyone realizes this. As a result, we seek value externally: money, fame, or a relationship to fill the feeling of lack. But this is precisely why we are afraid of loss. Because if your value is tied to your ex, job, or status, you will feel worthless when you lose them. Ask yourself, do you want to be a prisoner of those external things, or do you want to own your value, something that no one can take away? Christopher Collins. What life is all about. We all deserve to know. Think of yourself as a house you own, not a temporary rental apartment. If you invest time and effort to improve and build that house, it will become more and more beautiful, more special. Conversely, if you only rely on temporary external things, status, lover, or possessions, you will always feel insecure knowing that they don't really belong to you. This also explains why many people stay in toxic relationships for too long. They think that if they leave, they will lose their value. But the reality is, if someone treats you badly, it's not value, it's a burden. Ask yourself, why are you holding on to something that makes you unhappy? When you start focusing on yourself, you will realize that your value doesn't come from being with someone or owning something, but from the qualities you have cultivated: confidence, perseverance, and self-reliance. When you enter a new relationship, you no longer depend on others to feel complete. Instead, you bring your value into that relationship and together with that person, build something meaningful, but not by compromising yourself. Stop comparing yourself to your ex, their life, or anyone else. Instead, ask yourself, what can you do to invest in yourself today? Learn a new skill, take care of your health, or pursue a personal goal. Every small action you take to improve yourself is a way to affirm your worth. When you own your value, you will enter every meeting, date, or new challenge with confidence. I know who I am, I know my worth, and I don't need to prove it to anyone. And that is the true power that helps you get over your ex, stop thinking about them, and move on with a stronger heart. Number 3, no contact and replacing memories. The first thing you need to do to get over your ex is to implement an ironclad rule: no contact. This rule is not to punish them or yourself, but to create the necessary space for you to heal. Stop all calls, texts, or any other form of communication. You might tell yourself, maybe one day I can change their mind. But the truth is, clinging only prolongs the pain and traps you in a cycle of futile waiting. It's time for you to move on. When you truly stop contacting them, you'll realize there's a void in your life, a void that was once filled with habits and memories with your ex. And this is where we need to talk about replacement instead of longing. Instead of trying to forget, replace old habits with new experiences. For example, if you and your ex have a favorite coffee shop, don't avoid it forever. Change the way you experience it. Try a new drink, go with a close friend, or even choose a different coffee shop to create entirely new memories. By doing so, you're not erasing old memories, but blending them with other positive experiences. This helps blur the negative emotions you once associated with shared places and habits. Similarly, when thinking about dating after a breakup, many people feel scared or anxious. This is completely normal. Entering a new relationship can bring back old wounds, but you don't need to rush into a serious relationship right away. Think of dating as an opportunity to explore yourself, find out what you really like, what makes you comfortable, and more importantly, who is truly right for you. Dating doesn't have to be a fairy tale or an interview to find the ideal partner. Instead, enjoy every little moment, every lighthearted conversation. Don't try to impress or force yourself to be a perfect version. This not only helps you relax more, but also makes the experience more authentic. And here's the key point: you have changed. You are no longer the man of the past. The Baron tried to tell appetite for extreme virtue, by which some may found acceptable, whether that was due to the teacher or the family, or rather some crime of concealment. Number 4. Focus on the wrong things. We, with our natural instincts, often keep the pain inside and torture ourselves by replaying old memories. You may be constantly thinking about how your ex made you feel amazing or the last words that stung you. But stop and ask yourself, are you focusing on the wrong things? Not speaking your mind is like holding a pressure cooker with no escape. Sooner or later it will explode, and you will be caught in a whirlwind of anger, pain, and regret. True love is not about holding on, but letting go. But how can you be free when all the memories are holding you captive? Is it your fault? If you keep everything inside, you will never give yourself a chance to be free. Don't be afraid to speak up. But this doesn't mean you have to complain about your ex to anyone willing to listen. Choose a trusted friend or a professional therapist to open up to. A non-judgmental listener can help you see things more objectively. Speaking up is reclaiming power. When you tell your story, you realize that you are not just a victim of that relationship. You have the power to choose how to react and how to move on. Sometimes, just saying everything will free your mind from constantly returning to past memories. It's like putting down a heavy backpack that you've been carrying for too long. Try to look honestly at how you're thinking about your ex. Are you idealizing everything? You remember the most beautiful moments, the first time you met, the hugs, the smiles, and then feel your heart break again. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. But the reality is, if things were truly perfect, you wouldn't be here trying to get over them. Don't just focus on what they brought you. Remember their flaws, the disagreements, the pain you endured. You're not doing this to blame or hate, but to see their true self, not an idealized image you've built up in your head. When you begin to realize that they are also just human, with flaws and limitations, you will realize that you did not lose a perfect dream, but only someone who is not truly right for you. Focus on the present. Don't let memories make you a prisoner. As Osho once said, love is not a chain, but wings. You can only fly high when you let go of the burden of the past and allow yourself to move on, stronger and freer. Number 5. Create your own closure. We often obsess over having closure after a breakup. It's the need to seek a sense of finality, an explanation or reason why things ended. I understand how you feel. Breakups can come unexpectedly, like a blow you weren't prepared for. You might find yourself left with a lot of unanswered questions, but be honest with yourself. You know the reason why. You know exactly why things happened. It's not because you're not good enough, but because the ending was inevitable. The breakup itself is the closure. The way they left, the way they didn't choose you, the way they treated you, it all speaks for itself. But we, in our weakness and vulnerability, often try to construct a different story to justify, to lessen the pain. You convince yourself that if you could fully understand, if you could hear them admit their mistakes, everything would be okay. But that's not true. You don't need your ex to say anything more to validate your worth. The ending is not what they say, but what you have experienced. Be careful not to turn the last word into something you think you need. If you try to seek validation from them, you are only allowing them to continue controlling your emotions. They may try to twist the story, making you feel sorry for yourself or guilty. But you don't need confirmation from anyone else to accept the fact that you deserve to be treated better. Now is the time to write your own ending. This doesn't mean you have to confront your ex or need them to agree with how you see things. It means you accept all your emotions, the pain, the anger, the emptiness, as part of the healing journey. You don't need to run away from them. Instead, face these emotions and realize that they are helping you become a stronger, more independent person. The difficult moments you are going through do not define you as a weak person. On the contrary, they are opportunities for you to explore and rebuild yourself. You may feel empty or lost, but remember, when a flower doesn't bloom, the problem is not with the flower, it's the environment it's growing in. Focus on creating a healthy environment for yourself. Build a life that you are proud of, a life that doesn't need validation from others. Closure doesn't come from your ex's words or actions. It comes from your decision. You are the one who holds the power to close that door. Getting over a past relationship is not easy, but it is an opportunity for you to discover the strength and true value within yourself. We cannot change the past, but we can learn from it to create a better future. The painful emotions, the sleepless nights, or the unanswered questions do not define you. They are just part of the journey to help you grow and become more profound. Ending a relationship doesn't mean you failed. On the contrary, it's a sign that you were brave enough to let go of what no longer fits, to make way for the wonderful things that await. Just like a flower needs light and fertile soil to thrive, you also need to create a healthy environment for yourself. An environment full of love, self-respect, and hope. Remember, you are not the fragments of the past, but the evolving version of yourself. Every small step you take today, from accepting the truth, building your self-worth, to replacing old memories with new experiences, is bringing you closer to a better life. Walk confidently, without looking back. The past has closed, and before you is a wide-open future. Life is full of new opportunities, new people, and precious moments waiting for you to discover. Let this article be the motivation to help you start your healing journey. A journey not only to get over your ex, but also to find yourself. You deserve happiness, and that happiness starts with you. So why not start today?